Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few notice what you really are, and those few do not dare oppose the opinion of the majority.
In the real world, it's not the strongest who wins, nor the smartest. The winner is the one who pretends best. Think about this. How many times have you seen someone incompetent rise in the workplace just because they know how to sell themselves? How many times has a manipulative person achieved what they wanted simply because they knew how to act at the right moment? Because here's the truth. People don't reward sincerity. They reward the image you project. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. Appearing powerful can be more important than actually being powerful. Pretending to be weak can make others underestimate you and give you an advantage. And seeming foolish at the right moment might be the smartest move you ever make. That's why today, on The Sophist, we're going to reveal how Machiavelli turned appearances into an art. We'll discover why knowing how to pretend at the right time can give you a decisive edge over others. And we'll learn how you can use this knowledge in your daily life to start mastering the game of power. Because the world is not made for those who always tell the truth without restraint, but for those who know how to handle it with intelligence and subtlety when circumstances demand it. So tell me, do you want to learn to pretend, or would you rather keep being a victim of those who already do?
A prince's strength lies in the perception others have of him, more than in his actual power. Simulation and dissimulation are great virtues in politics.
Machiavelli understood something that most people never come to grasp. The world doesn't reward the most honest, but those who know how to skillfully manage their image. We live obsessed with the idea that we must be authentic, sincere, and transparent. But history proves the opposite. Those who achieve success aren't the ones who always tell the truth, but those who know when to hide it. Those who rise to power aren't the noblest, but those who master the art of appearance, deception, and strategic manipulation. And here's the key. Pretending doesn't mean blatantly lying, but knowing what image to project in each situation to get what you want. When Machiavelli wrote The Prince, he made it clear that power isn't in who you really are, but in who others believe you are. Appearance becomes a fundamental tool for ruling. His famous claim that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both reveals, for example, that the image of authority and firmness is much more effective than benevolence in the exercise of power.
It is not necessary for a prince to have all the good qualities, but it is essential that he appear to have them. Because men, in general, judge more with their eyes than with their hands, for all can see, but few can touch.
These ideas reveal something crucial. Perception is more important than truth. A leader doesn't need to be good, only to seem so. A cunning man doesn't need to be strong, only to project the image of strength. A strategist doesn't need to be wise all the time. Sometimes it's more useful to appear naive. If you can control the image others have of you, you also control what they expect from you, how they treat you, and what role you play in each situation. One of the most powerful tricks of manipulation is to appear harmless, pretending to be weak so that others underestimate you. If others see you as a threat, they'll attack. But if they think you're naive, clumsy, or too simple, they'll lower their guard and give you opportunities you wouldn't otherwise have. Machiavelli warned that a smart prince must know when to appear weak to deceive his enemies. For example, Cesare Borgia, who Machiavelli admired, used this strategy many times. In more than one battle, he pretended to be in a disadvantageous position just to lure his enemies in and crush them at the exact right moment. In modern politics, we see leaders playing the role of the fool, while in the shadows they move the strings with brutal cunning. In daily life, how many times has someone pretended ignorance just to make others reveal valuable information? Knowing when to appear foolish is one of the most effective weapons to mislead others and make them underestimate you. Therefore, Machiavelli teaches us that it's not enough to be intelligent, you must know when to conceal it. Sometimes it's better not to show all your knowledge in a conversation. Sometimes it's better not to show that you have control over a matter. Sometimes it's better to let others believe they have the upper hand until it's time to show the opposite, because the one who is too transparent becomes predictable, and the predictable one becomes manipulable. In politics, in business, and in life, those who master the art of appearance can influence others without them even realizing it. And if Machiavelli understood it over 500 years ago, how can we not apply it today? Imagine you work in an office and there's fierce competition for a promotion. If you show all your ambition, if you make it clear that you're the best candidate, your co-workers will do everything they can to diminish you. They'll see you as a rival. But if you do the opposite, if you appear less capable than you really are, if you pretend not to care about the promotion, no one will see you as a threat. While the others fight among themselves, you keep advancing without being noticed. And when the time for the final decision comes, you're in the best position to win, because those who appear too strong get attacked. Those who appear weak manage to advance undetected until it's too late. In personal relationships, pretending naivete is also very useful to manipulate others. If you want to know what someone really thinks of you, don't confront them directly. Instead, pretend ignorance. For example, imagine you suspect someone is hiding something from you. If you confront them, they'll get defensive. But if you ask innocent questions, if you act like you have no idea what's going on, they'll relax and tell you more than they should. Because it's natural for people to let their guard down around those who seem harmless. And this principle applies everywhere. If you pretend not to understand a topic, people will try to explain it to you, and without realizing it, they'll reveal valuable information. If you pretend to suspect nothing, liars grow confident and end up exposing themselves. If you appear less clever than you are, others will underestimate you, and they'll tell you things they wouldn't say if they knew your true ability. In business, we can also pretend ignorance to gain an advantage. In a negotiation, many believe they need to appear confident and dominant. But sometimes, the best strategy is to do the opposite. Appear naive. Imagine you're buying a car. Instead of showing yourself as an expert, you pretend not to know much about the subject. You ask basic questions. You let the seller feel like they can take advantage of you. What happens? They relax, lower their guard, and begin to talk too much. Without realizing it, they reveal information that gives you an edge. The real price, hidden conditions, even the tricks they use to close sales. When someone thinks they're dealing with a fool, they feel superior. And when someone feels superior, their level of alertness drops. And that's when you can take control. In social life, you can also pretend incompetence so that others do the work for you. Think of those people who always get others to do things for them. They're not the ones barking orders or bragging about their abilities. They're the ones who seem to need help. In a group of friends, in a family, at work, if you show yourself too capable, everyone will dump more responsibility on you. But if you pretend something is difficult for you, if you act like you can't do it alone, others will offer to help you, and might even do the work for you. And here's the key: people enjoy feeling superior to others. If you give them the chance to believe they're teaching you, helping you, that they're smarter than you, they'll feel good, without realizing they're actually working for you. Machiavelli understood that the world doesn't reward the smartest, but those who know when not to appear smart. Those who always show their intelligence generate envy. Those who show too much power create enemies. But those who know how to pretend, who appear harmless until the precise moment to act, are the ones who truly dominate. So tell me, have you ever pretended to be less than you are to get something? Or have you always shown your true power too soon?
Men are so simple and so obedient to present necessities that he who deceives will always find someone who allows himself to be deceived. It is not the truth that rules the world, but the appearance of truth, and whoever knows how to handle it can shape the will of others in their favor.
Knowing how to appear is not just a matter of manipulation, it's a tool for survival. In a world where perception is everything, those who don't control their image end up being controlled by others. For all this, here are 3 practical strategies you can start applying today to master the art of appearance in your life. First, use appearance to protect yourself from envy and attacks. If you're in a competitive environment, like a job or a social group, showing too much ambition or intelligence can make you an easy target. If others see you as a threat, they'll begin to sabotage or exclude you. The solution? Appear to be less than you really are. Don't reveal all your knowledge. Don't show all your skills immediately. Let others think you're a fool. And when the right moment comes, surprise them. Second, if you want something from someone, make them feel superior to you. People love feeling smarter, more experienced, or more successful than others. If you argue, if you try to prove you know more, you'll only make them defensive and hostile. Instead, pretend admiration or ignorance. Make the other person feel like they're teaching you something, like they're helping you. They'll lower their guard, and it will be easier to persuade them to give you what you really want. Third, learn to change your appearance according to the situation. It's not about being fake, but about understanding which version of yourself is best to show in each moment. If you want someone to like you, reflect their values. If you need to assert yourself, use a firm tone and a controlled posture. If you need to avoid conflict, appear indifferent. There is no single way to act in every situation. The smartest people aren't the ones who always behave the same, but those who know how to adapt precisely to each context. And that's the key. In life, it's not always the most capable or the wisest who wins. It's the one who best knows how to play with the image they project. Because in the end, it's not enough to have talent or knowledge if you don't know how to present it to the world. So now tell me, how many opportunities have you lost for not controlling how others perceive you? If you're ready to use this knowledge to your advantage, I'd like you to write the words, "I learned to pretend," in the comments. And please don't let this video remain just theory. Turn it into a practical tool to transform and improve your life and the lives of others. And if you want to keep exploring the ideas of the great thinkers, subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest videos from the Sophist. Because in this game, the one who controls their image controls their life.